Well, then in your position of the crash driver,
He's okay.
he's okay?
The winner is in the press box, gentlemen.
Well, I tell you, it's been a hectic day. Okay.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. Sure. Go ahead. What's up, bro?
Just the biggest statement.
Okay. Richard would like to make just a general statement first, and we'll, of course, go into questioning.
Guys, I just want to tell you how much of a praiser is working with y'all all these years. I'm not quitting, okay? So don't jump in the bush. But you know, y'all follow me around all these times and aggravate with me and stuff like that. But you know, it's a situation that Richard Petty's won 200 races, but he didn't do it by himself. You know, I got to thank, first of all, I guess you know, you got to thank STP because they went with us with 13 or 14 years ago. And, 2 years we didn't win any races, so, a lot of y'all done wrote us off and everything, but we still come back and they stayed with us. So, with them, and then Pontiac got with us and stayed with us. All of the whole deal, I guess that the people that we have worked with have just been super people. Winston people, Goodyear, Firestone, everybody that I can't tell you how good I feel, I guess is what I am, and how many people was involved in what we've done over all these years. I guess it's a situation that, I was born with a talent that God gave me, and a lot of people give me the opportunity to do something with that talent. And I've been able to win 200 races with it, and I always want to say again, I just really appreciate everybody that's worked with me on all the years, and also with y'all, because 200 wins, the local track wouldn't mean anything. So that's where the press comes in. They tell people about it, and we had the president here today, and that's, we're moving along pretty good when you're able to do something like that. So again, I just want to say thank you for everything that y'all have done to help me and STP, Pontiac, and Petty Enterprises, and all of that kind of stuff over the years.
When you went inside Cale there coming through 4, it looked like you were running on pure adrenaline and he was running on horsepower. I mean, was most of that just absolute mental will to win? I mean, because he obviously had the stronger car, but you just flat went inside. It looked like you were carrying the car with adrenaline or something.
Well, I had some advantage. Okay, I had the draft of the 3 or 4 cars that was running up in front of us. I thought they was going to be detrimental to me to begin with, because I thought they was going to block my deal to be able to run the side of it. But Cale, I was able to run right behind them cars and pick up a little bit of a draft, which kept me up with him till we caught up with him. Then when we pulled over, then I had to draft the inside car and the outside car, because I was in the middle. So that just, I guess we passed each other 2 or 3 times between here and coming off the 4th corner. And of course, he laid on me. I know I didn't do it. But anyhow, we touched a couple of times, and not enough to really upset the cars, but it did affect the cars. And the last bam that happened sort of squirted me out in front a little bit, so worked out to my advantage.
The next question, please.
He said the last.
Okay, just a second. Brian Schmidt.
He said the last. That's going to repeat what he said. The last BAM squirted out.
The last. He wants you to repeat the last part of your last statement. The last BAM squirted you out.
Well, I guess, like I say, we touched each other 2 or 3 times, and the last time we touched each other, then the cars sort of went apart. And when they did go apart, then the momentum of coming apart from his car just sort of sent mine, I don't know what, 4 or 5 inches in front or a foot. I don't even know how far, but I from where I was sitting, I was in front of him, so I didn't care how much he was.
Were y'all touching when you came across the line?
Were you all touching when you came across the line?
Well, I don't think so. Okay, I think we had been doing all of our touching coming off the corner up there. Well, really from where you go in and make where the pit area is to maybe 50 foot or something before we got to start finish line. I think we touched 2 or 3 times in there, and then I think we had come apart. And probably, if anything, when we came down through there, I was on the inside. I had a shorter way to go than he did. And as close as we was running, and that, all it take 2 or 3 inches to run 100 yards, and if you hadn't got as far to go, then, you're able to get there.
Richard, it was so close at the finish. Did you actually know at the time that you had come across this in front of you?
Did Richard know at the finish that he had won the race because it was so close?
Yeah, I felt like my car was in front of his, yeah. Again, I'm saying 5 or 6 inches. I don't know. It might have been 1 inch. It might have been 3 yards. I don't know. But I definitely, in my mind, I felt like that I had beat him back to that deal. And then Dally, he must have thought that was a checker flag, because we come around and he came down Pit Road, and I couldn't understand if he'd run out of gas, but we still had plenty of gas, to make it. So I guess he just got frustrated over the situation and just called it a halt,
He said he blew his brain and forgot the race was over.
Well, I think he was so pumped up to run that last lap, and when everything happened like it, I can see it's very, very easy to do, because such a letdown, not being able to beat me back, then he just got out of it, really.
Richard, what had you done, if anything, to try to get Kel to pass you before the caution came out? Did you want to be in second place instead of lead?
I'll tell you where I wanted to be, exactly where I'm at right now. Okay? All right. Now, how I was going to do it, I didn't have the foggiest idea. Because it's the circumstances that you act, somebody acts, and you react. And that's exactly what I did. I knew what he was going to do, I knew where he was going to do it, and I knew what I was going to try to do. And I was able to pull it off. He wasn't able to pull off what he thought he could. He cleared me and got in front of him. But we went in the corner so hard that when he did, he turned, the car slid up. And when the car slid up, I was able just to make my left-hand turn and get up the side of him. It's exactly the same situation as I got into in 1976 with Pearson. We done the same thing. He went by me, he went high, I went on the inside of him. The only thing about it was there, I thought I had cleared Pearson. And I knew dang good well I hadn't cleared Kel, because he was sitting there beside of him. So it was just a matter of beating him back side to side. But on the other deal, in other words, that whole situation I've been through before. Okay? The deal was I won this time, I run second the other time.
Richard, would you say that the experience you gained in '76, did that help you win this race? I mean, knowing how to make a move like that?
The experience I learned the first race I ever run helped today, you know what I mean? But nobody had ever been in that particular situation that I can remember on a last lap situation here or at the Talladega, either one. I'm the only one that's, I've been in the two like that, I've been in both of them. But it just happened. Again, he acted, I reacted, and I just happened to be the one sitting here and talking to you about, and he's the one somewhere else.
Al Pierce.
Is what we saw under caution what we would have seen if that had been the white flag? Was it the same strategy when you got past the line and the yellow light came on down there? Was that just like the white flag?
Was the race to the caution just like the white flag?
As quick, what happens, see, you come off the fourth turn and you're going to the grandstand. You can't see the first turn. All right, so I come off the fourth turn, and as quick as I went across the start-finish line, then you can see down into the first corner. So, first thing you do when you go across is look. And I seen the car spin on the infield. So I didn't even look at the flagman, I didn't look at anything. I just knew the first car back was going to win the race. And we was fortunate that even though there was 5 or 6 of them up there running behind each other, nobody pulled out and tried to really pass anybody or anything like that. They gave us a good full line, and that helped me because I was really the third car in the line.
When was the first time you saw yellow? Beyond the start finish line, or?
When was the first time you saw yellow?
I don't know. All I knew was I seen the car sitting in the corner there. They must have turned the light on as I started in the corner. I think I seen it just as I started in the corner down there.
The accident happened a long time before you ever got up there.
But anyhow, I didn't get the caution flag.
The yellow came out just after the leaves went by.
Right, that's what I say. I didn't get the yellow flag. I do know I didn't get the flag, but just as we cleared the thing, then I didn't see the light come on, so I knew that it was up to me then to try to beat him up.
Pete, just say Pete Foley.
What were you thinking after you beat him to the line? You knew it was over with. What went through your mind?
What went through your mind as you crossed the finish line and you knew you had won?
Well, just like any time you win, you know, it's a good win, and I was thrilled, and all them people was hollering on the radio at me and all that kind of stuff. But it's just a super big win any way you look at it. 200 is a big win. Win a race at Daytona is a big win. July the 4th is a big deal. The President of the United States, first race he's ever been to, or any of them's ever been to. You know, all of this kind of stuff is just made it really a big show.
Had the quest for 200 become a pressure or a burden?
Had the
Quest for the 200 become pressure?
Had the quest for 200 become a pressure or a burden?
It was a lot more of a burden than it was pressure. You know what I mean? But now that, you know, that deal's over with. But no, it was really aggravating. You know what I mean? I mean, most people hadn't talked about 200 till I won the 199. You know, there was questions and stuff. But then as quick as they got to 199, then that's on everybody's mind. If it had been a year before I got it, then it would have still been the big question. So now we were fortunate in 4 or 5 races to wipe that one out, and we'll go on to something else.
Richard, what did the president talk about?
All right, the question is, what did the president, and Tim, if I could expand on that, what were your travels to get to the president? How long were you there? What did you all talk about? And did he leave before you did, etc.?
Well, naturally we stopped at the start-finish line. We got out, we went upstairs, and then I just stood there and waited for 3 or 4 minutes till they got everything all lined up. Then I went up there, went over, and me and him and Ralph Salvino and Mike Curb, I guess, you know, shook hands, and Ned was standing there. I think he did a little bit of an interview. Then, you know, he talked about the race, and you know, it just blew his mind that we was running into each other at 200 miles an hour. I mean, you know, he couldn't really believe that we was touching each other in that fast. But anyhow, then we waited then, and then ABC came in and did another deal, and then that was it. Then he said, you know, I'll see you after a while at the picnic. So we all trucked out and left him, and had to go back down to the winter circle and do all the stuff, and it rained on us and all this.
He didn't congratulate a fellow Republican on winning a race?
The question is, didn't he congratulate a fellow Republican on winning a race?
Yeah, he said it was going to be good PR for him.
You've always been of the opinion that racing to the caution flag was the right way to go. Is that not correct?
Has Richard always been of the opinion that racing to the caution is the right way to go?
Let me tell you this way. Until somebody can show me that there's a better way, no matter how bad it is, then I've got to go along with it. There's no system that we've come up with. Nobody even in their wildest dreams has come up with anything that I've seen feasible. So you know, until that happens, then, you know, we were fortunate. Me and Kel was the only ones that those people right in front of us, I guess they could race back to it, but everybody behind us couldn't race. Their race was over with, you know. But the deal was that we was fortunate enough that as we went into the caution lap, we saw the car sitting off the track, out of trouble, and we knew that the track was clean, and we were able then to go ahead and race back with clean conscience. Now, if that would have happened coming off the number 4 corner, we would have went down the back stretch, went in that corner wide open, not knowing if the track was blocked or not, but we would have still went through there wide open, but we knew we had to be the first back to the play. So from that standpoint, that situation was a no danger situation, but it could have been, you know, it could have been the other way. The man could have been sitting in the middle of the track up here, then it would have been a dangerous situation. But the situation now with these radios, the time we ran that lap and got back there, our crew would have said, go high, go low, or just stop. You know what I mean? They tell you where the car was sitting, so that gives you a break in coming up on.
Al Pierce.
When Kel went the corner by you say he pushed up, he went much higher than he had been all day,
Yeah.
a little higher?
Yeah.
When Kel went in the corner, did he go much higher or a little bit higher?
When he went in the corner, he went in, and you got to figure these cars don't act and react the same when you're beside somebody as you do when you're by yourself. So what he did, when he caught that draft going in the corner, and he caught me just as we started in the corner, that was probably as fast as he's run anywhere all day long. And we had like 30, 39, 40, 40, 35, 40 laps on the tires. So, and on the left side tires had 80 laps. So the tires were pretty well wore and the track was slick. So he went down in there faster than he'd been down in, I know, the last 20 laps.